Am I your first interview?
Yeah.
I popped the cherry.
Hey guys, it's Brittny here with Mental Trend Exposed, and today I have Katherin Mendez with me. And just so you guys know, all her social medias are going to be linked below. So for those who don't know, Exposed is just me putting people out there and giving everyone an opportunity to really just express themselves. Usually expressing yourself, people think it's exposing and just showing the interview, and today we're gonna do that with her brand and what she has to offer for you guys. I just want to start with, where are you from?
So my parents are Puerto Rican, but I was born in Manhattan and raised in Brooklyn.
Ooh, ooh.
So I'm a New Yorican.
New York. I've never heard that before, but
Little
that is
Puerto
so funny.
Rico. Yeah, little Puerto Rico.
Have you ever lived in PR? Have you ever lived in PR?
I haven't. No. I lived in Miami, and how do I still have a tan line? I don't understand.
Really? In the camera you do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Wow. Is this from PR?
No, it's from Miami.
Oh, girl, when'd you go to Miami? So, who were you growing up? Like, what were you into? What did you see yourself doing when you got older? Like, what was your, your motive? Like, who were you?
So my early teenage years, I was definitely a tomboy. I knew how to fix cars. I put my own sound system in my car. I used to drag race.
What money? Oh my
Girl,
God.
I was a whole different person. I wanted to prove that I could do whatever boys could do. And I really didn't start getting into like the girly stuff until I was like 17, going towards 18, that I wasn't so focused on school, whereas I started worrying about boys and am I ever gonna get married, and that really impacted how I took care of myself. So instead of wearing like the big old t-shirts, I wore like stuff like this,
What really put you into that? Like, what do you feel like changed you?
I feel like what made me change was my close friends always treated me like the homie.
Okay.
And just being too raw with me about how they felt about women. And I was like, maybe if I change myself and I'm still a strong persona, that men will kind of respect women more.
Okay.
And be like, instead of just treating her as she's the next person, treat her as she's a woman that has many dimensions, like she's multifaceted. She can fix a car, she can cook, or she can do her makeup, or whatever, So I feel like a major part of my life was always trying to prove that I can turn nothing into something. So that's kind of how that came about.
Okay, I'm down with that transition. Like, you already proved to them something, and it's always good to change. And I feel like that change literally brought you to who you are today.
Right.
Like, that moment in your life that you just talked about is literally how you became who you wanted to be. And if you look back to then and how you are now, like, everything just progressed and things happened little by little. Like, that little step that you took is now a huge step in your life. And that's just how the world works, and it's so crazy that happens.
I mean, I do still like sports cars, though.
I see, with that car out there. When's the last time you really remember yourself doing your makeup for the first time?
Oh, that's hard, because I have memory problems. Actually,
oh, you do? Okay.
I do.
Ugh.
My mother put me in a pageant. I can't really remember my age, but I do remember that they cheated. I came in.
Why do you remember that?
Because I came in as runner-up, but everybody, like, especially when I sang, because you know how you have to show your talent and stuff. I did Christina Aguilera.
Ooh.
Okay. The way they reacted, like, you could tell, it was such a different vibe. But, with stuff like that, they put money on the table. But that's the first time, and I remember because I was so traumatized that I lost.
Were you ever excited to do your makeup or get ready for something again?
I feel like it took a while, because I felt like even though I put all my effort into it, it didn't really count towards nothing. Because you can always buy your way into everything. So that kind of messed me up for a while. But then I started to try again when I hit like mid-teenage years.
Okay.
but not as hard as when I started worrying about boys.
Yeah,
but definitely, yeah, like definitely mid teenage years, because I was in chorus, so I would have to be on stage, and they would put that on like the channels, the local channels.
Oh my god!
And I was like, nobody's gonna see me like I'm ugly. So I started to try a little bit, but it was nothing, you know, nothing too crazy.
I asked that because you were a tomboy, and I feel like in that situation, you kind of just, if it's not really your personality, and then something like scares you away from it, so many people do turn back, and being at a young age, that's usually what happens. Like, you stay with your comfort zone, you stay with what you want to do. So, I mean, but look at you now.
Making all this noise. Like,
we're so quiet when we were talking.
Right?
The second we're on camera. Okay. So now talking about the present, when did you start to take makeup serious? Like, when did you, I mean, obviously you got out of your tomboy stages way before, but when did you realize, like, I want to do this? I want to make other people beautiful.
I would say it was when I got very sick about 3 months ago. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, so I had a lot of self-realization time, and I kind of reevaluated my life and what I wanted to do and how I could help people in a way that wouldn't harm myself, since I already put myself in a situation like that. It started off as a passion project, and I realized that once I started doing makeup every day because I was home, how much better I got in such a short amount of time, that I was like, if I really dedicate myself and pick a craft, I can do something with this. Because I always felt like I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm not great at one thing, because I feel like other people, just like myself, you feel like being multi-talented and, you know, multitasking is always what's best. But when you look at the bigger picture, taking one thing serious at a time, you're going to accomplish a lot more, because you're driven towards that specific goal. And once you complete that, you can move on to your next venture. I felt like it was time for me to do something that I wanted to do for myself with no one else's judgment. So I didn't really tell anybody until, you know, I was ready and I had everything done that people could have gotten in the way of me doing with their opinion. I'm always for, you know, self-empowerment, self-love, and women loving themselves, which is, you know, makeup is a part of that. People these days think it's not because of memes, but I don't live my life around memes. I feel like that's very closed-minded, and makeup can bring out the best in yourself without having to alter yourself, you know?
Yeah.
It's just bringing a different dimension to your face and your features, but it's still you, you know?
And it's not permanent. Like, you can change it.
No.
You can do so much
Right.
every single day to just express yourself and how you're feeling.
Exactly.
Well, in that process, do you have any advice for anyone that is going through something? Because you did say that you kind of had to fall in order to come up. I don't like that I'm turning so white. Do you have any advice for someone that could be going through a situation that's, I would say, setting them back? Sort of something that you went through where you didn't really know where you wanted to go, where you feel as if the world was not so much against you, but things just weren't going as planned.
I feel like nothing ever goes as planned, you know, and that's kind of like the good part about it, you know. People always say, oh, you should have a plan B, and I'm like, no. Because if you have plan B, you're going to slack off on plan A, you know. And that leaves a lot of room for mistakes, doubts, and people's opinions, you know. Because if they see that you have a second route, they're going to be like, you're already doubting yourself, so how can you defeat whatever comes your way while you're trying to progress? If you can't handle us breaking you down, then how are you going to handle the world, you know? So sometimes the people who you feel like are going to support you really won't. And I feel like it's a lesson that you learn, you know. And the main thing is to stay true to yourself, you know. Like, people say stay humble. You stay humble once you already built your empire, but when you're starting off, it's very important to stay grounded. And when I say stay grounded, I mean to your morals, to your beliefs, and to yourself. Because if you try to adapt to somebody else's personality, like if you see somebody on YouTube like, hi, welcome to my channel, and that's not who you are, people are going to read through that, you know?
Very easily.
Very easily. Because they can tell your body language, and you may not think that.
Because you don't even know who you are. So how are you even representing anything? Right. Like, you're never going to know the background of it.
Exactly.
And that's just, exactly. It's so exhausting that when someone asks you a question, you can't respond because of who you are. Like, you have to think, like, oh, well, what would this person think? Or this. It's like, just talk. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I feel like that's exactly why it's important to stay grounded. Because a lot of people are going to go against you when those people may not even have values or morals or a goal, you know?
I think a lot of people get caught up when they do start to meet successful people or people that do want to go the same road as them. Mm-hmm. They don't understand the difference that even your competition is not your competition because you are a whole nother person. And Absolutely. That's where people get lost is they see, oh, this person wants the same as me. They want this. And they forget that they don't want the same, and they do see where things are going right for them. And instead of learning, they copy or, you know, want to I guess, go in that same direction, and they lose their own direction. And that's why, and that's how you get competition, is because instead of going where you truly want to go, you're just feeding off everybody else. And that's really important to stay grounded. That is like, it goes so many different directions as to why you should stay grounded. And it's from the people that are really not going anywhere, and then it's the people that are going somewhere, and for the people that are strong enough to, you know, stay away from those that are like really just being negative. But the strength comes when you stay away from those who are still positive. You learn from them and keep going, but you don't, you know, take everything, because at the end of the day, everyone had to do something differently, or else we would all be the same. Like, literally. Yep. We would not need all these brands. We wouldn't need all these cars and everything. Like, something had to go differently. You learn from the person before you, but you have to be different from the next.
Yeah, I mean, my mom always told me, you're not a $100 bill for everybody to like you. The rainbow has multiple colors so that you have multiple choices. Your sense of self is always going to be stronger than self-doubt. If you dedicate yourself to that, I feel like what you invest your energy in is just as important as what you invest your money into, your time into, and your emotion into. It all plays in together, because if you pick a craft and you genuinely care about it and you're gonna proceed with it, you're gonna have a goal for your money, you're gonna have a goal for what you're saying, there's gonna be purpose behind your words, there's gonna be a reason why you carry yourself a certain way, and that's gonna help you shape your demeanor, because you're representing yourself and your brand or your craft, and that's going to give you a sense of what you need to be grounded to, you know? So it's not just morals or your sense of self, but also your goals and what you ultimately want in life, because your short-term goals are what's going to lead up to that long-term goal. So you always got to keep that in mind, but still handle things one thing at a time.
I'm shook. I love to give advice, so just like hearing someone else talk, and it's all real. It's not just like, it's not a situation that no one really goes through. It's not like a breakup and certain things happen that traumatize you in certain ways. Like, it's an answer to honestly everything, just because you should always take it in your own way. Like, absolutely, I took that a different way than you take it, and whoever's watching this should take it in their own situation and circumstances. And it's just like really deep. It's like, it's crazy. I need to pause. Honestly, I don't think she needs any more advice to give you, but I mean, you're here for the makeup, so slide us some, like, you know, I need you to give us some advice for doing makeup, and tell us about you and what you like to do for your clients and what you offer.
I would say my first piece of advice is not necessarily how you apply the product, but doing your research. A lot of products may appear to be the same, but they have different components.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to find out what's going to work best for your texture, what's going to not give you an allergic reaction. And it's really good to know the ingredients, because the more aware you are of the product, the more confident you're going to feel when you put it on. Like, you know what? This is the best I can do for my skin. So I'm going to feel like I look good, you know?
Yeah.
If you're doubting the product and you're like, oh my God, what if I break out later on tonight? You're not gonna have that sense of like, oh,
you're not gonna wear it with confidence.
Right.
You get a little worried. You're like, oh my God, like y'all look good right now.
Am I blotting, or you know, is my face melting? You know, because those are things that girls think about all night, and I feel like it's because they rush into it and want to do whatever's popping at that time, which is cool. You feel me? Because you want to follow the trend, but at the same time, you want to do what's healthiest for your skin, because that's gonna be your face till the day you die, right?
Right.
My second thing would be to figure out what your undertone is. Because for the longest time, I was like, they're telling me this matches my neck, but I look like I just got a spray tan. So that's because it was a red undertone when I'm really olive. So getting to know yourself, getting to know your skin, getting to know your face structure before you even start contouring and taking pictures, girl, because, girl.
I just want to pause because in my mind this whole time I'm thinking like, damn, when I get my makeup done, I'm coming to you.
Hey, you are more than welcome.
So many makeup artists out there do not worry about the ingredients. They're worried about getting a product that is going to go for multiple people, right. And they're not caring about the aftermath. They're caring about getting you in the seat and being done. So I'm just thinking about all this and I'm like, wow, like just the process that you're going to provide, the thought you're going to put into it before you even get them in your chair is just amazing to me, that you're taking the time to learn skin. And then I'm comparing you, not to many people, but just like what people say the competition is out there, you know? Right. And I'm just like instantly a win, first of all. And then you're talking about someone said you had a red undertone. I literally just looked at you and you obviously have an olive, so I'm like really like, who? I'm so impressed by you right now. The fact that you're taking the time to learn that, because there's not many people that really put passion and care into what they're doing completely, like on that level. Because at the end of the day, after they're out of your seat, after they're done, it's kind of like, it looks popping, so they're still gonna come back, because so many other makeup artists are gonna be at that same level where the next day everyone expects to break out or not feel as comfortable. Like, it's just kind of the idea of makeup that it's not comfortable, but it should be.
Right.
And you're offering beauty and comfort.
Exactly. That stems from my medical background. Oh. With the patient care, and I used to work for a dermatologist. So I know how your body can react and how dangerous some of those reactions can be. And like I was saying with the components of products, some of like the natural products have natural herbs or things that really help your skin, like the elasticity of your skin or the toning of your skin, and they're natural ingredients. Just like people who say, oh, I don't want to take drugs or medications and stuff, they drink tea because it's the natural route, but it's just as effective. Yeah. So I feel like that plays a big role as to why that matters to me so much, because when my clients leave, I don't want them to just look beautiful. I want them to feel beautiful, and I want them to feel like they learned something in my chair. You know, because when you think about just, I want that continuous revenue, they're going to feel like a number. They're not going to feel like this person genuinely cares and she wants me to feel good, and she's going to stay in the picture for a while. And in a few years, I'm going to be able to do my own makeup. And that's ultimately the goal, because you just want to let people be able to move forward. Yeah. You know, you're not going to keep the same audience consistently. So I feel like sharing the knowledge is always beneficial to both parties. When you're an entrepreneur, you don't want to be selfish with your knowledge at all. It's not a good look.
Oh my God, I love that. It just proves so much of who you really are. You're really not selfish at all, because at the end of the day, you could hold your knowledge. And for having your brand be, as of right now, that you're a makeup artist and you want to still teach, you want people to leave your chair and still be able to have the hope that they'll be able to do it for themselves one day without, you know, you're always going to need a makeup artist on the days you really don't want to put time into your makeup, but at the end of the day, you don't want them to just rely on you. You want them to know their worth and know that they can do anything they want to do, and still have confidence in yourself that you know you'll still be able to make an impact on many other people's lives. That you're not just depending on those supporters at the moment, you know. So it just says a lot about you. Like, you're really confident, you're really ready, you're down to teach. Yo, oh my God, you should do lessons.
I do. I feel like the reason why I want to teach is because I feel so empowered when I learn. You know, because, you know, a lot of people complain like, oh my God, these prerequisites, what do I need them for? I'm not going to use them ever in my life. But really, you're learning life skills. You're learning communication skills, and you're learning to be able to sit down and be respectful towards someone else's views or opinions and agree to disagree without offending, you know, because especially being an entrepreneur, when you look at different dynamics, you're around different cultures, different ethnicities, different beliefs, and you want to make sure that you're very aware of how you handle people. You know, you want to treat your person like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. You know, because when people try to push a brand, most of the times they want to play both roles. They want to be the face, and they also want to be the founder. And I feel like when you want to be the ground of an empire, you have to know how to take the back seat. You know, and run things from behind the curtain and be okay with that, you know, and know that in the long run, it's going to be beneficial towards you, depending on what your character is. You know, that's why I always say, if you're going to be the founder, you have to really represent your brand, not just worry about what content you're putting out, but what demeanor you're giving people on the outside world, you know, because when you hand someone a business card, you want your demeanor and that business card to speak for your brand. And you need it to match. Everything needs to coincide, because if it doesn't, people are not going to be confident. They're not going to check that website out. They're going to be like, you know what? I didn't like that attitude. Or, you know what? I didn't like the way she did her makeup. So how's she going to do mine? Because I know I felt like that a few times. I love her to death. She's like my inspo. The first makeup artist from my area that I ever met, who you gonna blow up, baby. I know you are.
Shout out.
Nicole Bonilla. Yes, girl. I'm like one of her biggest fans. And I feel like that's important too, to be able to know that there's people better than you and want to aspire to be on that level. Not take their place, but match up with that. Don't see it as competition and fall back, because you're not going to progress that way. So
not even let me ask questions. Like, she's just answering. Like, I don't even have to ask. She already has the mindset. She already knows that other people do have to be involved. You can't.
Absolutely.
Can't just be a hater, guys. Like,
networking is a big part of building your brand, and respecting other brands as well. Because if you realize, when influencers collab, when brands collab, when artists collab, you always gonna have a bigger impact, because you're combining network, you're combining crowds, and it's unity. And there's always numbers in unity. And numbers are kind of what you want to accumulate if you want to build something that's bigger than yourself.
I saw just a couple days ago that you... Oh, God. No, it's good. It's. I saw that you released your website.
Yes.
And I was super excited. I did not expect it at all. And talking to you earlier in the interview, how you said that you kind of just did everything quickly and didn't tell anybody. She literally did this because I went on Instagram. It was a random day and website. I'm like, warning, like this whole thing. Like, she just sends no warnings at all. I did look through it. I loved it. It was like really simple for me to find things. Right. It was just like a scroll and everything was there. I was like, oh. And I saw that you have a lot of things to come already on the website. Yes. It's kind of like an outline. And, you know, talk about it. Like, I want to know.
Gotcha. So, yes, I did it in one day. Okay, so excuses, not happening. I don't want to hear nobody's excuses.
2 years. One day. Y'all got this. Learn from her.
Yeah, I mean, I built the website, and I felt like I had to stick to a concept. So that's why I kept it kind of simple, because, you know, nobody wants to look through a dictionary.
So... you did talk about your business card, and I'm so excited to see it. Yes. And if you have it close, I kind of want to see it like right now.
I do.
Yeah.
Wait, make sure. Oh, I was about to show it upside down. Okay, now we're ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the business.
Ooh! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm in love.
Thanks.
I'm a little blind, but I love it.
Thank you so much.
Do you guys see this? It's like a... let me focus the camera. Oh my god. It's like a marble and a rose gold, but it's so clear to read and see, and it's so simple, but not at the same time. Oh my god, I'm obsessed.
Classy touch. Definitely.
I love the color. I'm not completely familiar with this, so I can't like directly ask the question, but I do see all over Instagram that you did do a fashion show and you are looking forward to doing another one. So what's going on here?
Yes. So my friend, who is also like a business associate, Lay from Philly, he's a videographer.
Okay.
He actually put me on to Devin Milan, and she's like a stylist and she has a team. And I contacted her about being an MUA. So it was a collab with Kicks USA and Adidas. And basically the show is bringing old school to new school versus type of thing, Night of Lights. So we did part 1 in Philly, which was a very big success. Great turnout, great energy. And we found out that they're offering a second part, and this time it's going to be in Queens, New York. So it's pretty awesome because it's a traveling experience.
Yeah.
You know? And I was very excited because she contacted me to be a part of the team again. So I felt like I made my mark, you know, and that was
Definitely,
really
you made
good
your
for my
mark.
confidence. So yeah, that's
That's
this
exciting.
weekend. Yeah.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to anything? Would you do anything differently?
I hope that this time the lights are on because I did the makeup in the dark with my flashlight of my phone. Yeah.
Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, so, you know, you got to adapt, you got to compromise, and you got to be quick on your toes and, you know.
So you definitely handle pressure well.
Yeah.
That proves that completely. You
Yeah.
think that I'm like examining you right now, and y'all, you lose electric, she still got you.
We scraped it.
This is a question that you may or may not answer, just because I feel like you did get your drive across and just how you want to help others and make people feel beautiful and teach knowledge and just give everyone like their own look and their own perspective in life. But is there anything else that does drive you, anything like deeper into it that makes you want to keep going and have the passion that you have?
Absolutely.
What drives you, girl?
So, being a mother, number 1. I want to set an example for my son to respect women and to know that women are within themselves just something so great, you know, and to know that what you want in a woman is somebody who can build on her own and just contribute to your life, you know, and also just showing other women that as long as you believe in yourself, the sky's not even the limit because you can just go right past that, you know? And another thing that drives me is that I realize in the corporate world, you have to put a lot of time in and people will still not respect your name. So why not take that risk and be an entrepreneur, be your own boss, set your own schedule, especially with the type of personality I have where I'm so spontaneous and I love to travel.
Go get her.
Girl. So
100%.
That's definitely something that drives me because I know the lifestyle I want for myself. So now I have to create something that's going to cater to that lifestyle. So that's definitely one of my motives. Sorry.
We getting sneak peeks.
Action!
Oh, okay.
Which I'm not.
Can't do that. Me just looking at my eyebrows. You did have.
Maybe I should sit back. Maybe it's my darkness. Oh, maybe I should sit up.
Be like.
You're gonna be like, Jesus, is that you?
Oh, okay. This is a question. So, what is something that I don't know about? Honestly, I feel connected to your home.
You see? Everything happens for a reason. You're like, I just threw this together. No, it was meant to happen that way.
How? Oh, no. First of all, no. What happened? That was not even supposed to. That wasn't even supposed to start with how. Dude.
Oh, what advice, right?
Yeah.
Or do I have any advice?
Yeah. Do you have any advice?
Well, it's good though. You can tell we get along. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
right?
not awkward. Yeah, when I do my makeup, I turn it all the way up. Nothing could stop me. Am I your first interview?
Yeah.
I popped the cherry. That's dope.
Yeah.
It's a